Hey, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Woohoo!
I was just over there lighting a Christmas fire.
Aw, lighting a fire. I love it.
Even they can't really see it. Swivel over to the which camera is this?
It's
Okay,
this
one
camera.
right over here.
Yeah, we got a different setup because as you can see, we're in a new location.
Yeah, we're in a festive mood. And check out this. Sorry, move your head.
Oh, other way.
There you go.
It's a pretty fire.
Stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
Yes.
There you go.
Yay.
So that is our setting. Here's our living room. I'm not going to show you much more than that because we haven't cleaned in
because the rest of it is a
since
mess.
celebration.
Awesome.
Well, welcome one and to all. Thank you so much for coming, everyone.
Yeah, and yes, as you saw, we have a pretty countdown. We've got some new. We're going back to StreamYard.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone.
So now we can bring up comments. We can even bring up some guests.
Mm-hmm.
We may have some guests in the waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be a smashing show.
Mm-hmm.
Very smashing.
Thank you for joining us so far, Jeremy. We have Meredith.
Shamim is here. Joshua Jordan.
Yeah. Excellent.
Dan Boris.
Oh my goodness. Look at everyone is
and Wesley
chiming in. Yay. Awesome.
All right. So let's get started because we got lots and lots to go over.
Okay. And in a little bit, we'll be bringing you on. Guest in the waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay. If the rotating Christmas tree gets hypnotic, let us know.
All right. Are we gonna press record? Or are we gonna go for it?
We're gonna do this.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, here we go, everybody. This is what you can look forward to on episode 400 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Now we play Rob's clip.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. Now, everyone, let me know if you can hear this or not. You should be able to. I just want to make sure.
Hey, everybody. This is Rob Dellinger, the John Williams of podcasting, and it's been my pleasure to compose and arrange so much music for Skywalking Through Neverland over the years, and I want to wish the Skywalking Through Neverland family a happy 400th episode.
All right, so everyone in the Sky Chat, could you hear that okay? Was it tinny through the speakers?
Or was it supposed? It should be playing through like the show. So Shamim says he can. Let us know. And they can,
right,
so you guys can hear
those throughout the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They can hear.
And awesome. Okay, so everyone can hear. Was it good? Like good loudness, loud and clear. Okay. Excellent. Okay, good, because we're going to be playing more of your clips.
Yes,
Woo-hoo!
Indeed. Hey, Skywalkers, we did it. We made it to 400 fun-filled episodes. We have so many stories and memories as we take a look back over the last 9 years. So with that, we want to welcome you back to Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Wolosky. Now, everyone, please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who's looking very elfish right now.
We have our elf hats on, everybody. Shh, don't tell the kids. we moonlight as elves in December.
We're not elves on a shelf. We're elves podcasting.
Yes.
What do you think elves do podcast? How do we know what they do during the night? They check on the kids, see what they're doing, report back to Santa, and who knows? They may do it in a podcast form.
I think that would be great.
I think we're onto something here.
I would like to know what elves do after hours. So I want an elf podcast after hours.
They sit on a shelf and they spy on kids.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it G-rated.
Well, Skywalkers, if you're joining us, you have reached your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. So it's time for your 400th episode Wookiee hug and a little sprinkle of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. Now, coming up on this episode, we are celebrating 400 episodes. And so we are going to randomly pick episodes and share stories, clips, and we'll play your audio clips that were sent in. And also, Skywalkers may pop on at any given time. We have been looking forward to this episode for such a long time.
All right, let's play another clip, another happy 400th clip, and bring on a guest we have in the waiting room,
Okay.
in the Skywalking green room.
Okay.
Pick 'em at random.
Oh, pick a clip. Okay, gotcha. I see.
Richard and Sarah, it's been a wonderful journey listening to you grow as podcasters, Star Wars fans, and Disney experts. Happy 400th episode from Trisha at Fangirls Going Rogue.
Well, thank you, Trisha.
Aw, thank you, Trisha.
Now, should we bring on our original Skywalker? Here he is, everybody. It's Mr. Joey Pittman. Hey, Joey.
Hey, Richard, Sarah. How are you guys doing? Congratulations on 400.
Well, thank you. Now, Joey, before we go on here, do you know who is sponsoring this episode, Joey?
I believe it's if I say it wrong, I'm surprised, but I'm sorry, but Small World Travel?
That's right. You know what? We'll edit this in. Will you say Small World Vacation? So take
Vacations. Sorry.
All right, we'll put that together in post.
Yes.
Now, we are being sponsored, as Joey Pittman just said, by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond level Disney vacation planner travel agency, and they can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world or on the Galactic Star Cruiser. And best of all, this service is free. Sarah, how much is that?
It's free. It's $0.
Free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you, or you can whisper this. What, Joey?
Neverland on Alderaan. Sorry.
I know we're catching you off guard.
It's okay.
I'm still in work mode, but tell them Small World Vacations, the Skynet.
There you go. There you go. As you can tell, we've had no rehearsals on this. So, Joey, what is one of your original Skywalking moments? So you are our very
Oh my
first
gosh.
fan we had of the show.
Yeah, and love you guys so much. I'm still around because you guys are great. Real quick, even when I remember first episode, I knew you guys had something special, something going on, and it's 400 episodes later, 9 years later. I mean, still rocking it. So, I think I got so many memories as a listener and even meetups, but I think the first one was the first time I think I met you guys in person, which was the Run Disney,
Yeah.
the
one of
Star
the-
Wars race, which was one of Richard's birthdays at the hotel, and you
Mhm.
guys brought up the BB-8
Yeah.
everything, and
That's right. The first
Yeah.
Star Wars half marathon here.
yeah,
I believe it was 2014 or 2015.
2015.
Yes.
So yeah, that took place over the January 16th
yeah.
weekend of 2015.
Yeah.
And we had just seen the Force Awakens teaser trailer when he had this little ball droid rolling around. And we thought, okay, if we're going to cosplay at this Run Disney race, we got to do that little ball droid.
Yeah.
yeah, and you guys got more video or more screen time than Sean Astin. I remember that. So
Well, that's the way it should be.
yeah, exactly.
What's Sean Astin done since I don't know what those Lord of the Fellows movies? What do you call them?
I mean, he was Rudy.
Yeah,
Yes, and he was Jace Rucklin in Star Wars Resistance. So I
Indeed.
guess he got what 3 credits to his name.
something like that. But and then just memories after memories throughout the last couple of years too. So
Yeah, I
Always a
remember
great
you
time.
standing right there it's like 4 in the morning. And we're running through Disney and we're running through the opening gates, and there's you standing there waving hello. It's like, hey, look, there's our fan.
Yes.
there he is, the number one.
He must, if he's gonna get up at 4 a.m., he must really be a fan. Now,
Yay.
Joey,
Yeah.
since you are a fan and a longtime listener, you fill in this next part. Where are we recording from?
I am in total work zone zonk
Oh, he
mode,
just came
but
home from work. We got it.
yeah,
All right. Well,
I know in the studio in Long Beach.
there you go.
That's it. That's
We
it.
are recording from Long Beach, California on December 13th. Joey, what year?
2022. I got that one right.
Nice. Thank you, Wynn Patterson. Oh,
Now, Joey, I'm also guessing that you're wondering what happened today in Star Wars history. Are
I
you
always
wondering?
wonder that, and
Well,
I'm
I'm so glad you brought that up.
I'm glad to have you guys here to tell me.
Because on this date in 1975, well, it was 47 years ago that 20th Century Fox holds a board of directors meeting and officially green lights this little movie called Star Wars. It was based on the enthusiasm of the president of the film division, Alan Ladd Jr. He came in there with pom-poms with a little cut-off t-shirt. He was cheerleading for Star Wars. They said, okay, we got to do this.
mhm.
He wasn't dressed up like the Mike guy in pink shorts.
You know what? I wasn't there, so I don't know. You know what? You'll have to read all about it today in Star Wars history. So guess what else happened today in Star Wars history? Well, it was 42 years ago that the Star Wars holiday album, Christmas in the Stars, entered the Billboard 200 list at 181. This came out in 1980, and Christmas in the Stars was the first connection we ever had to Star Wars. So everyone was going ballistic because, like, wow, if R2 and 3PO is on the cover of this album, they're helping Santa make toys, then we must have R2 and 3PO in our universe.
Yeah, and I think you guys were bringing that back up, throughout every year, because I remember as a kid, I'm like, I remember a Star Wars Christmas, but nobody. They're like, no, that never happened and stuff. Then what? Couple 4, 5, 6 years ago, you guys brought it back to light and found the CD because I remember having the tape, but so I knew I
Yeah.
wasn't crazy thanks to you guys. Well, I'm still crazy, but not that.
Yeah, for some reason or another, I did not get this album in 1980. I don't know why I passed this up because I remember my mom saying, "Hey, you want the Star Wars in the Christmas in the Stars album, right?" I'm like, "No, I'd rather have a Tauntaun." And then what? Like 40 years later, I one Christmas morning, my little sweetie got me a CD.
That's right. I think it was like 2008, I want to say, because I was still working at the architect company,
Oh, okay.
and I had it shipped there, so you wouldn't see it. That's what I remember.
Sneaky.
Yes. Yeah, that was so fun.
And how happy were we last year during Hawkeye when in the background we heard
Oh yeah.
bells, bells, bells.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, they're using a track from the Star Wars Christmas album. This is awesome.
Yay.
Now, do you recall what single was released on this album? You know what, Joey? If you think about it while we bring in another one of our guests, it is Mr. Spencer Jawitz.
Spencer, are you ready? All right, here we go.
Hey, Spencer.
Hey, Skywalkers. Good to see you. Happy 400th.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Spencer. I know I just threw this out to Joey, but do you know the answer before Joey can hit his hand on the red buzzer?
What was the question again?
What was the single that was released off of Christmas in the Stars?
Was it the Bill Murray Cantina song from SNL?
Not quite.
No, you're almost there. But had you said, what can you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already owns a comb, you would have been correct.
That was my next guess.
Well, see, you know what? We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. All right, Joey, what was on the B side?
Of a CD?
Of that single,
I know. I'm just.
you get a Wookiee for Christmas. What was on that B side?
Oh, when he already has a brush.
Almost. You're very close. What's another word for brush?
Comb?
On the B side was R2D2. We wish you a Merry
Oh.
Christmas.
Well, I'd assume the title track was a single too, but The type.
Yeah, that's the whole this like was one of the first concept albums, and I think Frank Sinatra had done one right before this, but one of the first really novelty concept albums because it was R2 and 3PO wanted to help out Santa Claus because Santa Claus it's crunch time at the North Pole. So R2 and 3PO they're going through the story of helping Santa Claus through the gift of music.
Yeah, that is one of the best versions of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas too.
Oh, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more.
Too bad the whole thing was censored. I mean, because it's R2. So, I would really like to hear the unbridled version of that song.
Well, you'll hear that in the Bill Murray track. Bill Murray does the uncensored version.
That's great.
Now, it's these little fun facts and many more that you can read in Today in Star Wars History.
Mhm.
All right, with that, let's see what happened in Skywalking Through Neverland history as we randomly pick clips from the last 9 years.
Now, before we do that, we want to thank you, Joey, for joining us today. So thank you so much. And we're going to rotate some guests. So thank you,
Absolutely.
Joey.
Well, you guys have a good evening and Neverland and Alderaan.
There you go.
Yay.
Good night.
Take care, Joey.
Thank you, Joey.
All right, and Spencer, you're still here, but let's add on. No, okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Sorry. So in the last 9 years, we have had hundreds of guests, a soundtrack album, the only podcast to have 100 guests on one show as we celebrated our 100th episode. And we were the first and sometimes only stop of many guests, such as Star Wars producer Gary Kurtz, Ingvild Dela, who is Leia in Rogue One, Samantha Aline, among others.
Now, we're going to scroll through episodes, 399 episodes, and blindly point to any one of them and share some stories and clips and bring on some more surprise guests. And if they want to share their memories, we'd love to hear them. So, along with Spencer, we're going to be joined by another guest, and that is Mr. Russell Flores.
All right.
Hey, Russell.
Russ.
Hey, guys. Wait a minute. Let's mix it up this time instead of the normal. Hey, Sarah and Richard instead of Richard and Sarah.
Oh, I like it.
Well, everyone always says Sarah and Richard, so I'm used to it. It's ladies first, the way it should be. Now, Russell, I think you were one of the first author guests we've ever had on the show that didn't just leave it there. We all actually became friends with.
Yeah.
We had you on for Seen Unseen Disneyland, and we met at another one of these Run Disney events, like Joey Pittman from the Disney Universe podcast. Like he was just saying, he met us at one of those Run Disney events. And Russell, I believe we met in what was it, 2015?
We met on January 16th, 2015 at Paul's Window to the Magic meetup. Gungaloosh, Paul. And you guys, the very first time we ever met, you guys made me feel like we had been friends for 30 years. I mean, you were just so friendly, and Sarah made sure I got a cupcake. And I think that's a big part of your guys' success, not only the professionalism that you put into these podcasts, but that ability to make people feel like you've been friends forever.
Aw, that's very sweet. Wow.
Well, thank you, Russell. Excuse me while I wipe a tear from
I know.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't ready for that.
Are you verklempt? Do you need a moment?
Yeah, I'm very, very comfortable. We'll work around that. This episode will be about verklemting.
Yeah, and that was actually the first Star
Could not
Wars
be a
weekend,
better
too.
birthday present to me. That was my birthday, January 16th.
Aw.
Yes, it was.
All right. So, Sarah, do you want to be first and scroll here? We have our phone right here.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to our podcast and scroll through
Okay.
and pick one. Pick one of any of 399. What is it going to
Okay. All right. Ooh, episode 15 here.
be? Mm-hmm.
And that is Tinkerbell Talks. Margaret Carey, who is the live reference model for Tinkerbell, she came on the show. And more importantly, we went and visited her live in her studio. Was it a radio station?
Radio station in Glendale, and she
Yeah.
said, "Do you want to come on over?" It's like, well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that most definitely. She invited us over, and wow, what an amazing woman she is.
It was amazing speaking with her, just like a slice of Disney history. I mean, she was the reference model in in Peter Pan from 1959, I want to say. And that, I mean, just hearing her stories from that, and she knows Disney animators, and she's met Walt Disney himself. Like, that's amazing. And actually, it's really interesting reading the show notes from this episode because
Yeah, go ahead and read the,
Yeah.
the full show notes. 'cause
Okay.
Back then, this is episode 15 and 16. Our shows had like 35 segments in them.
Yes. So here we go. Join us as Ms. Carrie skywalks back to her alter ego's home of Neverland. She discusses getting the call that landed her the role of Tinkerbell, working in the Little Rascals films, and knowing Walt Disney himself. But that's not all. Skywalking Through Neverland gets its first comprehensive report from segment host David Scale on the ultimate Star Wars Disney mashup, Star Tours. His series, The Rebel Spy, will take us through conception all the way up to the current continuing adventure. And then we've assembled a team of reviewers who will be looking at long forgotten Disney vintage shorts and reminding us why these films are such classics. Fangirls Going Rogue podcast co host Teresa Delgado kicks off the Disney Shorts Report with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
How long were these shows?
That's a really long show.
That is
Oh my gosh.
Just having Margaret Carey on herself.
Oh, and I want to say this is from January 27th, 2014.
Oh my goodness.
All the way back then.
So we were like 4 months into this whole journey.
Yes.
I loved recording these because little Margaret Carey, who's like 4'1", goes into this radio station and just starts throwing her weight around. So I'm going to use this conference room. Everyone be quiet. And she was like the mother hen
Yes.
of this station.
It was amazing.
All right, Russ, and Spencer. I'm gonna throw out both of you. Do you have what is the first memory that comes to mind when you think skywalking through Neverland? All right, Spencer.
I would say initially, first and foremost, was probably the first time we did a Life Day celebration together. We just finished our third Life Day celebration this year, which was absolutely awesome. So I think that was my first memory. My second favorite one was actually when we met up with Frank Rich when you guys were on your vacation in Massachusetts, and being able to chat and coming together for a plan to lead up to Celebration Anaheim, and of course, Boon to Anaheim this past year. A lot of great memories, with you guys, and love that the Virtual Cantina Network and the Skywalking crew are able to collaborate on many projects, and look forward to many future ones as well.
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
Oddly enough, that you guys are based in my old neck of the woods, right in Massachusetts. How we never knew each other growing up, I'll never know.
Who knows? But no, I'm glad we are. And like we said, it feels. Russ said it feels like we've known each other forever, and it's been a fantastic ride, and I couldn't be happier to be part of the 400 episodes, and looking forward to future stuff because I can foresee future things. If I want to look into my crystal ball here, we'll be back on in future episodes, if you will.
Oh, Spencer's got a Life Day orb
Uh-huh.
in the near future, very near future. All right, Russell Flores. When you
Yes,
think
sir.
of the last 399 episodes, what comes to mind?
So obviously the first time we met was the first thing that popped in my mind, but right after that was another Star Wars weekend where I actually got to spend the entire weekend with you guys. So we met up and we went to your meetup. You actually, we shared a hotel room so that we could get up bright and early the next morning and run the Star Wars half marathon. So I got to go to a movie with you. We did all sorts of stuff that weekend, and that's a super fond memory of mine, seeing the behind the scenes of all the stuff you guys have to do, what you have to do to prepare for things. and then obviously participating in all those different events. That was a really great weekend.
Yeah, and we
And
thank you.
just for a reference, that was 2017.
2017, my gosh. And we thank you so much for your generosity in offering that hotel room. It was like right around the corner from the race start. And man, those races are early, but I do miss them. And I'm so glad they're coming back in 2024.
Yes, very excited. I'm in training.
Nice.
Yeah, we're in training by watching you be in training.
Although I think I do have one of my shirts on. I've got my,
Yeah, there you go.
see, there you go.
Your
Avengers.
Avengers shirt.
Yeah. Awesome.
You know what? Before now, I didn't really realize that we met a lot of our Skywalkers at these Run Disney events.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Spencer, you got to come on out here for 2024 so we can meet you at this another Run Disney event so we can keep this tradition going.
I'll check my calendar.
That's the way of saying the check is in the mail.
Now,
Yes.
before we let you guys go, Spencer, I'd love to have you share something else that we may be putting on together.
Well, so as many of us know that we are getting ready for Celebration Europe, which is in like 3.5 months from now, which is redonkulous. But we are in the march to Bunta Eve 4, which will be at the Breakfast Club in Canary Wharf, a stone's throw from where they shot scenes of Rogue One and Andor. And I am proud to say that not only are we going to do the lead up to Bunta 4 with our friends the Skywalkers, but Richard and Sarah are going to co-host the preview show for Alderaan Idol, which will be on March the 7th. So January the 1st, we're starting to receive submissions. If you want to be singing in London, send in your videos. But we're very excited that once again, the VCN and the Skywalkers are working together.
All right, stay tuned for more details.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Spencer, for coming on. I know
Yeah.
you're doing a show as we speak.
Yeah.
Spencer's moonlighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking Bad Batch season 2.
Yeah, so yeah, very excited. So thank you guys. Very excited to be here. Thank you very much for having me on tonight. And Richard, stay on program.
Okay, my hands are behind my head. I got you. I got you.
Take care. Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, but where are your feet?
He's my feet are up. Oh, get my feet off the floor. All right, let's read some of these comments here
Oh,
in
okay.
the chat,
All right.
in the Sky chat.
Oh my goodness. So Meredith apparently was at some of these Run Disney races, but we never met, despite her attending Avengers and Star Wars ones. Wow. Oh, Meredith. Okay.
If only we could go back in the future, go back in the past and change that.
Yes. Oh. And let's see, Jeremy, you should bring back the Yub Nub Dub Challenge.
That was a lot of fun.
Remind me of what that was.
We would play clips, foreign clips of movies, and we had to try, and people had to try to guess what they were. So the Skywalkers had a week to figure out what that clip was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
Or did we play it on the same show later on?
No, you gave us a chance to just figure it out.
Ah, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sometimes these little things, these little games we would do would just fall off the agenda, and for one reason or another. But let's make a note to bring that one back. That one in the Cliffs Notes, where we would just go down a list of things that are coming up in the future, films or conventions, and just give little Cliffs Notes, as Cheryl would say.
Yeah.
And just give a very bite-sized version of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the Cliffs Notes.
All right. And Shamim has met you, Russell. You got
Yes, he
to sign
has.
his book.
I signed his basketball.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Thanks, Shamim.
All right. With that, let's bring on another guest that we have in the waiting room. And it is Mr. Kevin Toft.
Hey. I did 3 hey-heys because we're going into 2023.
Nice.
Hey, Skywalker.
Hang on theme. Nice.
Not 400 hey-heys.
Right. Well,
If
yeah.
you
You
want-
got time for that? Maybe
Yeah,
you can-
we do. Go ahead. Ready? Go.
Hey.
Oh, no, we're good. We're good. All right. So I'm going to pick a show here.
Oh, yes.
At
It's
random.
your turn.
Yeah. And then Russell and Kevin, if you guys want to chime in at some of these
All right.
memories of this one episode, let me know. And then
And Kevin, also be thinking of a favorite memory from skywalking.
Okay.
and here we go. All right, scrolling. Okay, say when to stop.
And stop.
Okay. Oh. We're gonna go back to 2013 here with episode 4.
Whoa.
All right, this one is called Escape from Tomorrow, Star Wars Origami, and Grace from Outer Space.
That's a long title.
Yeah, once again, these shows were long back then. We had so much to do in one episode. All right, this comes in at October 12th, 2013. All right, let's pull it up over here. And this is the show notes for this one episode. Have you seen Escape from Tomorrow? Find out what we thought in our review. And Star Wars Origami author Chris Alexander shows us how a piece of paper can be transformed into a Boba Fett helmet. Also, what do you get when you cross Star Trek with Dora the Explorer? It's Grace from Outer Space, Jenna Bryson's all-new intergalactic adventure. Also, we take you trick-or-treating through Mickey's Halloween party at Disneyland.
Oh my gosh.
There's lots more in our latest jam-packed episode, so we hope you have a blast as you go skywalking through Neverland.
Who wrote those show notes? That was pretty nice.
It was.
Did you guys actually have regular jobs, or is this all you did?
That's like 4 episoons in one right there.
Yeah, these segments were very long too.
Yeah.
Jedi Tink fingers fast, right?
All right.
Yes.
Now, I'm glad you Kevin, you picked this one, because between you and Russ, do you recall this film Escape from Tomorrow?
Escape from New York, Escape from LA.
Yeah, then they had a sequel. It was a prequel. Actually, this was a film that a couple of directors went into Disneyland, or was it Disney World? One of the Disney parks, and they shot a whole movie in there.
Guerrilla style.
Yes.
Disney World.
Disney World. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
I actually watched it.
Yeah.
I think I need to.
Asterisk.
No.
They shot a lot of the establishing footage in the Disney World, but a lot of stuff was shot in hotel rooms or with a green screen.
Mm.
Yeah,
they did some at Disneyland too. So there's some mismatches visually.
Oh, yeah. This was a film that irked Disney, the folks over there at Disney, as you can see why, because I couldn't even tell you the plot of this. Something about a guy who really wanted to have relations with his wife that morning, and she just said no, and it put him in a really bad mood the whole day. And in the end, some weird stuff happened, and he melted.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's losing it through the whole movie. He's slowly melting down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
weird.
Speaking of guerrilla style shooting at Disneyland, guess what I have been doing the last 4 years? I've been shooting a film at Disneyland, guerrilla style. As you all know, I don't want to dredge up some bad thoughts and memories here because we're all in a good mood, but I have never been the rebel spy, and I can't get over this. So a documentary team,
why not me?
And we made a little documentary called The Rebel Spy Reject. And after 4 years, we're finally putting the final touches on it.
Final touches.
Yeah, so
all those graphics, right?
All those graphics, and hopefully this will be done by Christmas.
That was so funny. On when the celebration, Max and I went on Star Tours, and there was only 2 of us on the ride. There was a 50-50 chance, and it was Max. He was the rebel spy.
Yeah, see, like I always say, even if I'm on the ride alone, I'll never get picked. Never. So I can't wait for everyone to see this, because once again, we've been putting a lot of time in this. And whenever Sarah and I go to Disneyland, I bring my camera, and she's like, "Rich, what are you doing? You're not going to shoot more footage, are you?" And I think I've reshot this thing like 4 times already. Shot and reshot.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Richard, here's a secret for you. You need to ride with Lynn from the Sweet Spot podcast, because I've gone with him twice, and I've been the spy twice.
Ah,
with him.
Well, if
Wow.
anyone wants to be the rebel spy, have him ride in our Star Speeder.
Well, basically, don't ride with me, Richard.
Yeah, Sarah's been chosen 8.5 times.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. So she looks that shady when she's on. She looks.
Apparently.
You always look clean, and he would never be a spy, right? That's what
Yeah,
it
and
is.
I've tried every which way: the smiling way, the nonchalant way, the aloof way, the happy-go-lucky with holding Disney merchandise bags, whatever I can do to get chosen. Still nothing.
No.
And you know what?
Birthday buttons.
Through this documentary, we find out why I've never been chosen. There's a reason.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm tuning in to that for
Do
sure.
they have one of those pictures of you behind the scenes with a little circle and a slash through it?
Probably.
You'll have to wait and find out.
Yes.
There's a culprit you never thought would be the culprit.
But wait, and we don't have quite a premiere date yet, but we will, and we'll be sharing that so everyone will be ready.
Once
Exciting.
again, the Rebel Spy Reject.
Yes.
Especially since there's a reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before you guys go, Kevin, we want to know what your favorite memory of skywalking through Neverland or the network has been.
How do you pick just one? But something that really stuck with me was 294, that era, that time, obviously the virtual celebration, which was really amazing. That's where I met the Trickell sisters for the first time, and working with everybody and helping, being part of that and watching that amazing experience that you made for everybody when we couldn't go to Celebration.
Yeah, this is the variety show.
Yeah.
The Skywalking Network variety show.
Yeah.
That was fun. I love doing that. It was something that I've never seen done by any other podcasts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. Or Sarah, I think you came up with this concept of doing little mini shows for everyone.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
And Courtney's here too,
Oh,
commenting. in the
Courtney. Hey.
Courtney.
See, it was awesome, wasn't it, Courtney? She agrees. I'm
Yes.
nodding for it. This is my
Somewhere we know that Courtney is whispering Skynet. All right, Sarah, you pick another one.
Okay.
Grab your
But
phone.
before we do, we're going to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Guys, and congratulations on 400 shows.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you for coming on.
Woo.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. You know what? Before you go, can we play
Yes.
some more messages
Oh, yes,
that
yes.
people have sent in?
Yes.
We have got so much going on with this episode.
Yeah. All right. And then hold on just a moment. Oh, wait. I want to make sure I do something. Okay. So let's see. Get this together here. All right, it's my first time in a while using this. So, well, since Kevin just left us.
Hi, Richard and Sarah. This is Kevin Toft from the Max Effects podcast and Talking Apes and Collectopolis over on the YouTube channel. I wanted to wish you guys a happy 400th episode on Skywalking Through Neverland, the flagship show. Love it so much. I love you guys so much. And thank you for letting me be part of the Skywalking Network.
Amazing. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, now let's play one from Details.
Ooh, okay. All right. We're going to see this one.
This is Details, congratulating my loves Richard and Sarah on their 400th episode anniversary. I look forward to trolling you for the next 400. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Lots of love.
Details, a past guest on Skywalking Through Neverland. He played a lot of creatures in the Star Wars sequel films, androids, but I think he may have left us a clue in that message. He said he was going to be trolling us.
Oh.
Trolling us.
Trolling.
There's a There's a clue there I can't put my finger on.
He's gonna be trolling us. Where?
I don't know. That's all he gave us.
Where? What
It's a secret message.
on Disney? No. Okay. I don't know. It's
And
a secret message.
yeah, I'm glad he just didn't say, "Don't remember to drink your Ovaltine." Always remember to drink your Ovaltine. He didn't say that.
No.
Nothing about Ovaltine.
Patricia is thinking.
Hmm. All right, with that,
Oh. With that, should we read another message here?
always be sure to drink your Ovaltine. All right, with that, Sarah, go ahead and what do we have? What do
We have to read another message
Oh,
here.
Okay.
All right, we got video messages and we got written messages. Shamim,
Hey, Shamim.
hey Shamim, he has written about his favorite skywalking memory, and that's when he met us both on February 2nd, 2019, and how he connected us with your white whale, Richard Kermit Bryce Eller. Aww.
Yeah, he must have had a convention.
Mm-hmm. That too. Yeah, you and Tim Donaldson met at Empire Con,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a fun party on Saturday night. I was not privy to this party.
Mm-mm.
Aw.
No, sorry. It was the boys' night out.
Oh, he continues. Thank you guys both for your friendship and singing for me, and thank you for volume 1 of Today in Star Wars History. Aw, your friend Shamim.
And one more line right
Oh.
there. And becoming the skywalking bounty hunter.
Couldn't do it without you, Shamim.
Yes, in volume 1 and Today in Star Wars History, volume 2.
Yay.
All right, gotta work that plug in there. All right, Sarah, why don't you go ahead and pick another episode?
Okay. All right. I'm going to go right over here and scroll through our notes, and our show. Okay. I reached episode 104, which happens to be The Force Awakens world premiere red carpet and after party experience extravaganza. And this episode was from December 20th of 2015. And now you were asking how long these episodes are? Well, this one was 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Which begs the question, why wasn't it like 5 hours and 32 minutes? So much to discuss in this one.
There are. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I remember this to me in 2015, we had been podcasting for 2 years at this point.
Mhm.
This was like, to me, the culmination of our podcasting experience, because we were in the right place at the right time with the liningup.net crew to be basically invited to the world premiere of The Force Awakens on Hollywood Boulevard. And we not only got to see the film that first night, but we also got into the after party, like the VIP after party. It was so crazy. And what was really awesome about it was because we had to be there for the red carpet, and that's all we thought we were going to see was just the red carpet. But because Hollywood Boulevard gets closed off, we had to be there at like 7 a.m. that morning for something that was happening at 7 p.m. And it was the coldest day in history, and we were not prepared for it. Do you
No.
remember this?
Oh, yes, I do.
We were
I never thought I could be that cold in Southern
No.
California, but I gotta say, well worth it.
well worth it. So just the
Well, because Hollywood Boulevard
is a wind
is
tunnel.
a wind tunnel.
Yes.
It's a line by all these tall buildings, so wind just got trapped in between these buildings,
Uh-huh.
and it was
It
cold.
was so cold. I actually remember we went up to the Hot Topic, and I bought that Boba Fett jacket I have
Mhm.
because of that. So
Yeah, darn the luck.
I know, it was funny. I needed an extra layer. So
And
Yeah.
and who pointed out that Boba Fett jacket? Remember, we
Ooh.
were waiting in line and we looked behind us, and there's
Oh.
a man there with a fedora.
it was Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni. He picked us out of the whole crowd. At that point, I don't know how, but no one recognized him.
No. Yeah, he was just walking along behind the crowd. He was behind the red
Right.
carpet. Anyway, that was really cool. So yes, but we did not waste time in this 13-hour wait. we share on this episode stories, or we talked with fans with amazing personal stories, such as cosplayers who co-starred in the Omaze video where Mark Hamill dressed as a First Order stormtrooper and walked Hollywood Boulevard.
Mhm.
And there was also, let's see.
Well, liningup.net. We were
Yes.
there because we were invited by liningup.net. They're the group that holds all these fundraisers
Mhm.
while they're waiting in line to see the Star Wars films.
Yes. Yeah, and then this episode also contains kind of our first at the after party. We like took some what is that? Recordings about our, like very first reactions to
Mhm.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah. You know what? I need to go back and listen to those because I'm sure our minds were a mess.
I know, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So, wow. It was an amazing time. That was awesome.
All right, for sure. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick one.
Okay, before you do, should we play another?
Oh yeah.
Another message. Oh, here we go. This one is from James Burns.
What do you mean you don't know what happened on December the 15th? Call yourself a Star Wars fan? You should get yourself a copy of Today in Star Wars History, Part 2, which covers July to December and was written by the awesome Richard Wolosky. Now, if you open the book to page 262, you'll find out that the ultimate Star Wars adventure, Star Tours, opened to the public at Disney MGM Studios, now Disney's Hollywood Studios, in Orlando, Florida, on this day in 1989. I tell you, this book will make the perfect present this Hanukkah or Christmas season. James from Jedi News here, and whenever you mention the name Richard Wolosky, you can be sure that Sarah Wolosky, his wonderful wife, is not too far behind. Or maybe it's her pulling Richard along on a leash. I think that's a story for another time. I want to wish them both a huge congratulations from everyone here at Jedi News on the success of Skywalking Through Neverland and the achievement of reaching their 400th episode. Congratulations, guys. You're doing an awesome job. Keep it up, and I hope to see you both very, very soon. Have a fantastic holiday season, and may the Force be with you always.
I love the fact that he works on a plug, like a little commercial for Today in Star Wars History.
Yeah, that's so cute. Oh
Thank
my
you,
gosh.
James Burns of Jedi News. All right, so I'm gonna go and scroll. Ooh, as I'm scrolling here, I'm getting a text from an actor who's helping me out with Rebel Spy Reject, someone who's voicing a character, and he said he just sent in his recordings.
Oh,
Some special celebrity guest stars. All right, but back to the show. All right, so we're gonna go to episode 169, A Day on the Set of The Empire Strikes Back.
ah,
And this is from May 17th, 2017. Now, let me read the show notes, and then I'll go into the story here, okay?
okay.
Show notes here. How would you like to spend a day on the set of The Empire Strikes Back? This week, we get to live vicariously through Matthew Park, who won a Bantha Tracks contest and got to do just that. Reading lines with Carrie Fisher, lunch with Harrison Ford, an interview with producer Gary Kurtz. Matthew's stories are unreal. Do you recall reading about this contest in the official Star Wars Fan Club magazine and Starlog magazine? There was, there's more. Also in this episode, a new miniseries, Genndy Tartakovsky's Star Wars Clone Wars micro-series. We are joined by book reviewer Jocasta Drew and Skywalker Nitsan Harel for a great discussion. What we would do is watch the Clone Wars mini episodes and just do a whole series breakdown within this episode. Also, Ask Tink. Our fairy pod mother, Margaret Carey, Tinkerbell animators model for Peter Pan, is back with some words of wisdom.
Wow.
Now we would Margaret Carey would be our
Fairy pod
fairy pod mother.
Yes.
People were writing questions, and through her 89 years of wisdom she had at that point, she would answer all these questions.
Mhm.
it was, I think, one of the highlights I have of the whole podcasting career.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we recap the Tinkerbell half marathon. And Sarah, you went to go see Ashley Eckstein at a downtown Disney signing that she did.
And Ashley Taylor. Yes, for the picture that's in my room. Yeah.
All that in one episode. Now, let's take a step back here. Now, the main subject of this episode was our discussion with Matthew Pock. Now, one of the most thrilling things about doing a podcast is that you can reach out to people you've always read about or maybe had seen on TV or movies, and you have a chance now to talk to them. Now, this guy, Matthew, had won a contest where you could go visit the set of The Empire Strikes Back. And I'm going through these old Bantha tracks, and I see this article about this kid the 17-year-old kid who got a chance to visit Elstree Studios. So I thought, what are the chances? What are the chances? So I dug through different files and websites, and I finally found a contact number for him and an email address, and I emailed him, and he emailed right back. And this was so amazing because in Bantha Tracks, they had a very short summary of his day on the set of Empire. It's like, what, 3 paragraphs?
Yeah.
That's it?
Oh my gosh.
Starlog had a little mini article too, but I want to know more. I want follow-up questions. So he came on the show and told us all about that day. Once again, reading lines with Carrie Fisher, having lunch with Harrison Ford. Come on.
That's insane.
And now finally got a chance to talk to him. Now, I've reached out to other contest winners from other big Star Wars contests that I've entered in my childhood and reached out to them and found them.
Wow.
And said, okay, tell me your experiences with this, because I want to know all about it. Because when magazines or newsletters just do a recap, they don't give you the full story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once again, we love backup questions. We love follow-ups, okay?
Awesome.
So that is another highlight I have of the last 400 episodes.
It's super cool to hear these stories.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And once again, just randomly picking episodes because we couldn't do highlights because we don't want to leave anyone out. And there's so many highlights that we thought the only way to do this is to randomly pick them.
Yep. All right, before I get to spin the wheel, we're going to bring on some more special guests. It's Courtney and Kelly Turkel of the Neverland Clubhouse.
Hey.
Hi. Hey, Courtney and Kelly.
Hey, guys. Happy 400th.
Yes.
Well, it feels like only 399.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Do you guys have any favorite memories or of either past episodes or events from skywalking?
Well, I love it when you guys like compare like coast to coast like parties, like when you did the like Halloween parties on both coasts and that, and I just love hearing the interviews, everything, and I just love listening to everything.
I think one of my favorites recently was your Galactic Star Cruise episode, because we haven't gone and would love to go, and your videos like depicted everything, and I was so excited, and we were there. Yeah. So
well, that's good to hear. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Plus, had us on. No.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we have you guys on the show too.
When you Kelly never saw Empire Strikes Back, that was funny.
Yeah, what was it? The July of 2020, we went to a drive-in, and this is when they re-released The Empire Strikes Back, and it was Kelly's first time. It was so cute.
Yeah.
But the only thing is we weren't able to like pause the movie to explain something to you, and if you had a question, the projectionist got really upset when I kept running back and say, "Can you pause this for 1 second?"
Yeah.
I understand why Leia is kissing Luke, and we got to explain it to her.
Jedi, you could pause and explain everything.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi? I can't believe I feel like I'm letting you down as a friend because we haven't yet shown you Return of the Jedi.
We
need to get together and have a Jedi party.
Well, next year is its 40th anniversary,
Well, then let's do it. I say it's
Well,
a
it'll
plan.
be my first watch.
and I'm sure they're gonna re-release it and in drive-ins again. I hope, or theaters.
That would be fun.
Yeah, gotta
Wow.
definitely do that.
iconic Force Fest where we were all involved and Skywalking
yeah.
Network was born. So
That was definitely fun.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're a friend of ours and live in the area, we're gonna put you to work.
happy so.
That's right. You guys have gotten to go to some movie screenings and stuff too.
Yeah, we've gone to Strange World and
Encanto.
Encanto was fun.
Ron Goes Ron.
Ron Gone Wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun too. Can't say it, but Ron Goes Ron.
Now, Sarah, didn't you just say the Strange World was gonna be on Disney Plus?
On December 23rd.
Yes, I saw that.
It's gonna be a Christmas present.
All right, I haven't seen it or know nothing about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this film?
A solid 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's not Disney's top tier, but it's not as bad as everybody's saying it is.
I thought it was cute and it has lots of representation in it, and it definitely takes a few twists.
Yes.
Disney made a big deal about this. All of a sudden, they released it, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they let some bad reviewers get in there. So
And it wasn't really marketed correctly. So there you go.
Well, people know don't listen to reviewers anymore. Now anyone can review a film, and most times they don't even see the films,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or don't go on Rotten Tomato because they. Yeah, okay, that's a whole big issue. All right, you know what?
Experience it for yourself.
Or sit and watch it in your living room for Christmas.
There you go. Yes.
That's the way you should watch a movie these days. In your living room.
Agree, but most people want to.
Now, before we have you guys go, what can you give us a preview of the next Neverland Clubhouse episode?
Well, I've been saying it's going to be Holidays Collide, Nightmare Before Christmas. We're going to do Halloween and Christmas because we went on Halloween on the High Seas on the Wonder, and we haven't recorded it yet. So
It was our first cruise, so it's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah.
Recording tomorrow night. Okay.
Tomorrow. In the books, we're going to do it. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
This is a good solid week for podcast recordings.
Mhm.
If you're talking about Halloween, there you go.
Yeah.
Christmas and oh my goodness.
Well, we're going on another cruise in January, so we got to get this one out.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you've been podcasting on the Skywalking Network for over a year now.
I think
2
it's
years.
over 2.
It's 2020. Oh my god.
Yeah, we kind of missed our anniversary. So yeah,
Yeah, we
October
don't make
13th.
we made a big deal about anniversaries, but yes, it's been over 2 years.
And this will be our 20th episode.
Here we go.
Going strong. You know what? If you make it past 5 episodes, that means you haven't pod faded.
Oh, good.
Well, we've made it past 5.
Excellent.
All right. Well, Courtney and Kelly, thanks so much for joining
Yay.
us.
All right, thanks guys, and happy 400.
Yes,
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Oh, okay.
Always fun
Yay.
when now guests can drop by since we're doing StreamYard.
Yeah, I never figured out how to do that on our previous streaming thing. So, yay, StreamYard. Okay. Doesn't it look fun? Let us know if you're watching in the live stream. Do you like how it looks and everything? Yeah, we worked hard on that. Okay.
All right, Sarah, now it's your turn.
It is. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let's see, flip through our show on let's see, what is this? Spotify here. Okay. And I'm gonna slip. And oh my gosh, another blast from the past in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
This is 63 Star Wars half marathon recap. Oh, so this is just what like Russell was talking about. Let's see, this was January 21st of 2015. And the show notes here say Star Wars plus Disney plus running equals the incredible Star Wars half marathon at Disneyland. And this was the first one, the inaugural one. And so we shared our personal experiences, but also we heard from runners just after we finished the half marathon, including Linda Hanson-Raj from Fangirl Blog and Dave Parfit of adventuresbydaddy.com. And then we even interviewed Shannon Abeta, who is a Run Disney event manager at Disneyland. And she told us what it takes to put on a huge event. But that's not all.
There's more?
There's more. Star Wars Celebration was right around the corner. In our segment, Skywalking to Celebration, we talk with our podcast composer, Rob Dellinger, to see what he is doing to get ready for the big event. Aww. How cool is that?
Yeah. We had Shannon Abeta on that episode.
Yes.
Then we met her, I think like 2 hours after we recorded, and we saw her like in the Run Disney gift shop. And I was like, "Hey, Shannon." She's looking at me like, "Who are you? How do you know me?" I said, Hey. She said, "Richard, is that you?"
That's so funny.
Yeah, I love that. Once again, I didn't know that Star Wars, the marathons and the Disney marathons and the Avenger marathons were so prevalent in the Skywalking to Neverland history.
They were like our early years, and we did a lot of meetups. Excuse me. They were our early years, and we did a lot of meetups surrounding them, I think. So that's how a lot of people found us.
That's very true.
Yeah.
All right. Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
All right. I'm going to go to Spotify over here. This is much easier.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to scroll. Okay. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Oh, this is episode number 80, Top 10 Star Wars David Letterman crossovers. And this is from June 4th, 2015. So I bet you're wondering, David Letterman, how does he make these Skywalking to Neverland episodes? Well, because he was just retiring. He was just retiring from late night television.
And he was very much a part of your formative years.
He was I would say, the most instrumental person in my formative years. All right, so let's read these show notes here. Show 80 calls for a salute to David Letterman for over 30 years of late night fun. After 3 decades, Dave has had a great deal of Star Wars references, and we give you our top 10 Star Wars David Letterman crossover clips. He was big for his top 10 list.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching those every night.
Yeah. All right, now there's more to this episode.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Our fairy pod mother, Margaret Carey, is back to help those in need with her segment, Ask Tink. The original animator's reference model for Walt Disney's Peter Pan is full of fun and showers everyone with pixie dusted advice. This was a great segment because people got to ask Tinkerbell for advice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we should do this again sometime.
We really need to. Yeah, we need to contact Margaret.
But then she moved way to Florida and it was harder to record with her.
It's true.
All right, hold on here because there's more to this episode. Star Wars Weekends number 3 is complete. This is, I guess, was the third.
This is the final Star Wars Weekends ever in 2015. The final one, because that was the last year they did it. And Trisha Barr, co-author of Ultimate Star Wars, was there as a special guest, signing copies of Ultimate Star Wars and generally having a fangirl flail time. She tells us about her experience. I believe she also shared some clips from one of those Star Wars Weekends. The puppeteer came on.
Mike Quinn?
No.
Came on.
What did his one and only Star Wars Weekends talk? He was from the Jim Henson Studios. He's from the Jim Henson Studios.
Tim Rose, Mike Quinn.
No, the Jim Henson Studios. So
Frank Oz.
Yes, Frank Oz.
Frank Oz.
Thank you. Oh, Michael Cannon is on it. Thank you, Chica Fint. Okay.
That's right.
And you were probably there too, I would say. Okay.
All right. So there's one more segment to this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Back to Tomorrowland. We take another look into the history of Walt Disney's Tomorrowland from the 1950s. Rebel Spy and Ghost host Dave Scale brings us the history and sounds of Tomorrowland from 1959 through 1964.
Wow.
This was another heavy episode, but let's go back to the main topic here. David Letterman. Now, when he was retiring from late night, I wanted to do something in honor of Dave. What can we do? But then I remembered, wait a minute, Dave Letterman has always had Star Wars references and clips and fun things in his shows. So there you go. There's my in. How can you tie in David Letterman with Skywalking Through Neverland? You use Star Wars clips. And I used to be very shy. I was a shut-in. You'd never know I was even in the room until I started watching David Letterman and his segment, Mr. Curious.
Mhm.
Mr. Curious was like my beacon into being vocal, because here he was out in the streets with it was a hidden camera segment where he would just ask people walking by random questions. Hey, what's in the bag? Hey, what's your name? What's going on tonight? And just ask him just whatever. And these people in New York, they would actually stop and talk to him. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, people will talk to you, and you can really bring out your sense of humor in this kind of way. So in my TV production group, I grabbed a camera and I had these Mr. Curious type of segments, and I really came out of my shell because of David Letterman and Mr. Curious.
Aw. I love that.
So once again, we had to pay homage to David Letterman in one way or another.
Yay. I used to, like, in the 90s, I would listen, stay up late in my room.
Then he would have the Late Show with David Letterman on CBS.
That must have been what I watched. Yeah.
Late Night with David Letterman was very raw, a very raw kind of talk show. The lighting was really bad. He'd come out to do his monologue and he'd be like half lit. And it was just one of these. He wasn't like Johnny Carson was very polished.
Yes.
But Letterman was very, very raw and just would ask questions that you would never hear on late night television. So I was amazed, and it really just opened up my world.
Nice. All right, shall we hear from another Skywalker?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Hey, Richard and Sarah. It's Meredith from the Eastern Brigade of Skywalkers. Congratulations on your 400th episode. Who knew how many galaxies and multiverses this vehicle would take you to? To quote a princess turned general, you came here in that? You're braver than I thought. Here's hoping you continue to fly and inspire many more Skywalkers to come join the Skynet.
Aw, that's so sweet, Meredith. Thank you.
I think more Skywalkers are quoting Skynet than hey.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, should we do one more?
One more each?
Yeah, one more each?
Okay. One more each.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take this Spotify list here.
Good luck narrowing it down.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. You know what? I just landed on number 152 here. Lightspeed to Endor, Star Tours 30th anniversary. And this episode was on January 11th of 2017. This is when we had former Imagineer Mark Eads join us to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Star Tours. And we met him randomly on Main Street at Disneyland, right?
Yeah, at some big Disney event.
Yeah. I want to say, and we met him, and it was just like we happened to be talking to someone. It was like near that place where you could always sit on the porch people. And it was a really awesome meeting, just random meeting. Is like, yeah, I worked on that. And so we got his information and we had this amazing interview. And he basically discovered who's the voice of Captain Rex?
Paul Rubens.
Because he tells this story on our episode. And this was the story that really stood out to me was the fact that he went and saw a movie with Paul Rubens in it. I think, was it Pee Wee Herman? And was like, this is the voice of.
Well, he wanted to go. He heard him on Flight of the Navigator.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then said to George Lucas, I got an idea of who can voice Captain Rex.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and he like made all the Imagineers in his office go and see Flight of the Navigator too. He like took them all to the movies. So that was a really fun discussion. So I'm going to read you the show notes here. Former Imagineer Mark Eads joins us to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Star Tours. He was the media producer and casting director for this attraction when it was first designed for Disneyland back in the 1980s. Because Mark was there from the very start, he has lots of great stories about Anthony Daniels, Pee Wee Herman, a famous backstage bathroom, and a unique perspective of the upcoming Star Wars Land, which was then announced in 2017. Also on this episode, our fairy pod mother, Margaret Carey, is back in her Ask Tink segment, doling out advice and wisdom for all of our Skywalkers. Aww. So yeah, that was just the coolest episode. We also have another fan, Wesley. Thank you for joining us in the Sky Chat. He is wishing us a happy 400th episode, Richard and Sarah. I have a very early morning tomorrow, so I gotta go, but two East World problems. Yes, I love it. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you for your wishes. Aw.
All right. Now, can I pick another episode?
Yes, pick your final one.
Oh boy, this is a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. All right. Scrolling.
Scrolling.
Okay, say when to stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stop.
Episode 217, Happy Beeps.
Aww.
This is from June the 30th, 2018. All right, here goes the show notes. Do you need a good, healthy dose of fun and positivity in your fandom? Then this is the place. On today's episode, we're going to change the conversation of Star Wars fandom and hear what makes you happy in this fandom. Several Skywalkers sent in voice messages and left comments in our Facebook group, which we'll share on this show. So in honor of 217, let's go ahead and share a couple of these Happy Beeps clips all the way from June of 2018. I don't have them in there.
Oh, you don't? Oh. Okay, so we're going to play them. We're going to
Yeah.
add them later. Okay, Skywalkers, we're going to add those later in post. So you'll have to listen to our episode.
Can you send the link?
Oh, sure.
All right, now this is when a lot of fans just started coming down on fandom, and for the first time ever, really, there was a lot of this toxicity in the Star Wars fandom, and it got to be like the most prevailing piece of conversation. No one could talk about Star Wars fandom without talking about how everyone is fighting amongst themselves, and it just got to the point where we said, you know what, let's do a whole episode on just the happy moments that people have and call it Happy Beeps. So let's play a few of these clips. Unless we already did.
Yeah, we already did.
Yeah. So let's play one more of these clips just so you
Say
can
that again.
So let's play one more of these clips just so you can see how happy people can be in the Star Wars fandom.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
It made me very, very happy. This was one of my favorite episodes because once again, we were hoping to change the conversation in the Star Wars fandom, and I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to say, if memory serves, we got a lot more listeners after this one because people were sick of the infighting and in other groups.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were like positivity in fandom.
All right, now speaking of positivity and fandom, let's bring on our next guest, and this is Shamim Dana, our skywalking bounty hunter.
Hey everyone. Hey Richard and Sarah.
Hey.
I want to just take the time out to express my gratitude and the utmost love that you both have given for me since our first meeting through Messenger, and thank you, Sarah, for putting up for my persistentness, and so I just want to take the time out to thank all the Skywalkers in the group, and to my friends, Jeremy Stepson, happy birthday, Joshua Schaefer, and I just really appreciate all that you do, the inspiration. And thank you, Richard and Sarah, for letting me be on Force Fest, the panel where we talked about different abilities, and so my memories are really strong for this podcast. So I got into you guys a few, like, I would say right after your fan film, Richard, TPS, which was June 25th, 2013, like around July of 2013. That's when I started listening to you guys, and for me, you both are truly an inspiration to the podcasting fandom, the Star Wars fandom, and Disney and Marvel. And I just wanted to thank you both. And live, I would like to invite you both to when my documentary comes out, I would be honored for you both to be a segment on my upcoming documentary called Nothing is Impossible. And that's my personal invite to you both when, if time is allows it for the both of you, because you have made an impact in my life and the life of and all the other Skywalkers. So it's just an idea for you guys. If you would love to be a part of it, I'll be honored. Since us meeting, I'm sure, impacted you and Sarah's life more as than mine. You think, Richard and Sarah?
Oh, very, very much so.
So,
you had found our white whale with Bryce Eller. Do you recall that? Years and years ago, when you had messaged me and we were talking like all night long on Messenger, and I just happened to say, hey, our white whale is this guy named Bryce Eller. I'm sure you don't know who he is. And then you said to me, hold on 1 second. Within 5 minutes, you came back and said, Bryce Eller wants to talk to you.
So yes, what out of the 400 episodes in your guys's what would you say is your fondest moment of our connection? First, go ahead, Richard. What's your first oh no, okay, the first time when you got that long message, and then after you getting to know me for first on the first meeting and then the party. Okay, go ahead. You first, Richard.
This would have to be episode 237 and 238, where we did a 2-part discussion with
Actually, I
Bryce
think
Eller.
it was
And
episode
this was
236
held on
and
my
237.
50th birthday. We drove up to his house. He invited us, and we spent the morning and afternoon with Mr. Eller. And once again, like I was saying before, that these are people I've always wanted to talk to, people throughout my childhood. These people were my childhood, and now I get to actually talk to them because of Skywalking Through Neverland. And as we're talking to Bryce, I'm sitting there nodding and going, okay, and my insides are just oozing. I'm trying to keep it together. It just was very, very hard, especially when I got out my 3rd grade journal and I actually documented the time when I saw Bryce as Darth Vader at Bradley's department store. I had that in my journal, and I got a chance to read that journal entry to Bryce. That was
amazing.
One of the highlights, not of just Skywalking Through Neverland, but of my entire fandom. And Shamim, I owe it all to you. Thank you, my friend.
So Richard, you would say, out of everything I have you signed, what was your most unique or thing you ever signed in your life? But besides School Tides at Bunterfest, what would be the second uniqueness for you to been asked to sign?
A baseball.
Yeah, that baseball is the commemoration of your birthday and your first meeting. So pretty much, and I just have to say my top 10 favorite Skywalking episodes are Joshua Schaefer's, Margaret Kelly, Bryce, two-parter, and then the one with Dr. Miko on the Talking Apes, and I also enjoyed the Ron Dellinger episode and the Russell D. Fords, and I would say the Stephen Constantino and Weird Al's, and
Well,
I
your
am
list is more
very
comprehensive than ours. All
yeah.
right, Shane, well, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
on and sharing your favorite moments. And once again, thank you for
Happy
being our skywalking
400th,
bounty hunter.
Richard and
I don't know
Sarah.
how you do this, but you do it. So thank you once again. And we'll talk later, okay?
Yeah, we will take care of Sarah and Richard, and happy 400th.
Yeah, thank you, Shamim. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
Oh no. All right.
Well, that was quite a rundown. We'll have to do this for our 500th episode.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All righty. Well, should we wrap it up here?
I think
Go
so.
sit by the fire and watch our spinning Christmas tree.
Yes, I think we should. Well, first and foremost, though, just as a humongous shout out on our 400th episode, we want to thank all of you Skywalkers for joining us. And we just love that you are so involved in like commenting on the show and just sending us messages. And we just love when you share how, our episodes are affecting you. Like it's just amazing to see.
And we want to thank you for your Christmas cards as well.
Yes. Yes.
Our pile of your Christmas cards sitting right over there. We're going to hang them up now.
Should we share a couple more messages?
Sure.
Here? Okay. I'm going to share some from my mom and dad.
Oh.
Wow, your 400th episode. Congratulations to Richard and Sarah. Your podcast has grown from one idea to share your fandom to a whole family of Skywalkers and onto Skywalking Network. And now, 2 successful books.
Who would have guessed that we would be talking about a 400th episode all those years ago? We always enjoy the consistently interesting guests, the planning, production, and quality. Richard and Sarah, your hard work is evident during every minute of each show.
We are so proud and supportive of all these achievements. Congratulations.
Well, we couldn't have done it without the two of you. You've been very instrumental in the growth of Skywalking through Neverland.
In fact, I remember in the very first episodes, like the first couple months, Dad, he had a lot of knowledge about audio because he did some like recording on sets for independent films and things. And so he helped us, like we would finish editing the show on a Friday night and then send the audio to him. And he would be up like overnight, like putting the audio in the form it needed to be to upload back in the early days of podcasting when you had to like do something weird to the audio. I don't know. And so that we could get it out Saturday mornings. So I remember that. Thank you, Dad. That's why he's both of them are credited at the end of our episodes.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
And I think we have one more message to share.
Hey, Skywalkers! This is Joshua Schaefer, author of Discovering the Magic Kingdom. I just want to say congratulations to Richard and Sarah Woloski for their 400th episode of Skywalking Through Neverland, and I'm looking forward to another 400 episodes to come.
Well, thank you, Joshua, and happy birthday, Joshua. Today's his birthday.
Oh, yay. All right, well, that wraps up episode 400 of
Skywalking Through Neverland.
We want to thank all of you Skywalkers who have contributed to the show and the last 400. We could not have done this without you. We wouldn't have kept going without you. So thank you so much.
Now, are you interested in our book, Today in Star Wars History? Autographed copies of Part 1 and Part 2 are now available from skywalkingthrough.neverland.com/book. We just sent out a whole bunch today.
Yeah, I
think those are going to be stocking stuffers.
I think so too.
Now, we also want to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations, for their continued support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park or the Galactic Star Cruiser? Well, you can fill out a get a quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now, are you listeners every week to Skywalking Through Neverland? Would you like to support us? Well, please consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, our Patreon. And as Patreon members, you get access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom discussions on the latest Disney Plus shows, like, let's see, Andor was the latest show.
Mhm.
We also put out a special bonus episode from our Lost Con panel that only the Skywalking Force will get to hear after the fact. And you also have a standing coupon code to use for Today in Star Wars History, Part 1 or Part 2. Get 20% off. And this bonus content begins at only $5 a month. So head to skywalkingforce.com, have a look at the options, and thank you so much to those of you who are already part of the Skywalking Force, 40 strong.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network, where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes,
The Max Effects Podcast,
The Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
Star Warsologies,
the YouTube shows Collectopolis,
and Today in Star Wars History.
You can find us on social media. We are at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram. And you can also find our Facebook group. Just search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland and request to join the group and like the page. You can also email us, share@skywalkingthrough-neverland.com. We want to thank all of those Skywalkers who emailed in happy 400 messages.
Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun stuff that didn't make it into the show. And
Always remember
to stay tuned for the next 400 episodes,
and
the next 9 years.
wow. Let's do it.
And there you have it.
Nice. Woo! All right, Skywalkers. That was so much fun. Thank you all for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Everyone who is still in the Sky Chat.
Lots of you today.
Shamim is still in there. Shamim is backstage right now. Wesley Meekholmes, Meredith, Justin Smith.
Yep, got
Patricia
the
Vittori.
Chica Fence. Trisha popped on. Everyone, yeah. Oh, and even Nika. Yay.
Justin's asking if you have a cold.
Overblew my voice this weekend.
Yeah.
That's why it sounds like this. So our 400th episode will forever have me with a husky voice.
Yeah, last episode was my turn to have that husky Kathleen Turner voice.
It was Kathleen Turner. I love it. Oh my God. Oh, Joshua Jordan too. Yay. Courtney, Kelly. All right.
All right, y'all.
We're going to say goodnight and get to editing.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Shamim.